If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. People are great at keeping secrets they don't know. Be careful who you call your friends. I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. If you want to get rich, think of saving as earning. Whatever is begun in anger ends in shame. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Decision-making, like coffee, needs a cooling process. Great results can be achieved with small forces. Circumstances make man, not man's circumstances. The roots of education are better, but the fruit is sweet. A goal is a dream with a deadline. Everyone falls down. Getting back up is how you learn how to walk. Leave nothing for tomorrow which can be done today. Be silent, or let thy words be worth more than silence. Don't judge your greatness by your shadow at sunset. Spend your money on the things money can buy. Spend your time on the things money can't buy. A friend to all is a friend to none. A busy man is seldom visited by idle friends. Ignorance is the root and stem of every evil. No flies fly to a boiling pot. Better a broken promise than none at all. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Both optimists and pessimists contribute to society. The optimist invents the airplane, the pessimist the parachute. Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and its life will not get any shorter. Happiness doesn't diminish when you share it. Asking a question is half an answer. People never lie so much as before an election, during a war, or after a hunt. A woman's guess is much more accurate than a man's certainty. Those who have a why to live can bear with almost anyhow. What we know is a drop. What we don't know is an ocean. There are 2 wolves fighting inside all of us. The first one is evil, the second one is good. Which wolf will win? The one you feed. Write your sad times in the sand, write your good times in stone. He who is not satisfied with a little is satisfied with nothing. Love your neighbor as yourself. Perfection is achieved, not when there is nothing more to add, but when there is nothing left to take away. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Simplicity is the result of maturity. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. Never ruin an apology with an excuse. How many things would you attempt if you knew you could not fail? It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. You can't wait for inspiration. You have to go after it with a club. It always seems impossible until it's done. You can explain it to a 6-year-old. You don't understand it yourself. To get married means to have your rights and double your responsibilities. A friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on a friendship. Fear doesn't exist anywhere except in the mind. There are 1,000 lessons in defeat, but only one in victory. The life of the dead is set in the memory of the living. Procrastination is the thief of time. A leader is a dealer in hope. Whatever advice you give, be brief. We are not rich by what we possess, but by what we can do without. There are only 3 events in a man's life: birth, life, and death. He is not conscious of being born. He dies in pain, and he forgets to live. As a child, I prayed to God for a bicycle. Then I realized that God works differently. I stole my bike and prayed for forgiveness. Courage is not having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have the strength. When anger rises, think of the consequences. Judge a man by his questions rather than by his answers. When fate hands you lemons, make lemonade. The oldest, shortest words, yes and no, are those which require the most thought. Your ambition is handicapped by laziness. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. The noblest work of God, man, who found out man. Thinking that someone else can make you happy or unhappy is ridiculous. Be correct with everyone, sociable with many, close to the elect, friend to the few. If you wish to forget anything on the spot, make a note that this thing is to be remembered. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. When you were born, you cried, and the world rejoiced. Live your life so that when you die, the world cries and you rejoice. Time passes slowly when you follow it. It senses being followed. One day in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. Life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. Where your fear is, there is your task. Do not look for approval except for the consciousness of doing your best. Those who are hardest to love need it the most. One looking into a puddle sees dirt in it, the other stars reflected in it. If you can dream it, you can do it. Experience is the teacher of all things. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason why so few engage in it. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Time stays long enough for anyone who will use it. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. Experience is the teacher of all things. The most important thing we learn at school is the fact that the most important things can't be learned at school. The liar's punishment is not in the least that he is not believed, but that he cannot believe anyone else. Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. He can anger you only when you permit yourself to be disturbed by him. An abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation is normal behavior. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. Be kind. For everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. To put everything in balance is good. To put everything in harmony is better. A happy marriage is a long conversation which always seems too short. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. There is nothing impossible to him who will try. Through discipline comes freedom. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. A goal without a plan is just a wish. The highest activity a human being can attain is learning for understanding, because to understand is to be free. Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. Words can be like X-rays if you use them properly. They'll go through anything. You read and you're pierced. Who controls the present controls the past. Of all the liars in the world, sometimes the worst are our own fears. The future comes slowly, the present flies, and the past stands still forever. Only a fool learns from his own mistakes. The wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Tact is the knack of making a point without making an enemy. The more you don't have sex, the less you want it. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. Time is money. One day or day one, you decide. We are our choices. Thanks for being with us until the end of video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And long live wisdom, long live philosophy, and long live humanity.